Welcome to 2022 and welcome back to E2 PTE. My name is Jay. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you are going to pass PTE in 2022. You can do it and I'm going to help you. If you're watching this, it means that you need to get your PTE academic scores in 2022. Maybe you need your results next week or next month, or maybe in 6 months' time. Maybe you need a 50, a 65, or a 79. Either way, you have to start thinking about it now. And the first thing you should do is download the free PDF goal setter from the description below. You're going to use this goal setter PDF to set your daily and weekly goals and stick to them so you can achieve your main goal of getting a high score. We'll be working through this PDF as we move through the video together. Download it, print it out, stick it on your fridge, use it. Just keep in mind that E2 has helped over 1.5 million students get the English language test scores they need, so we know what you need to do, okay? I also recommend subscribing to this YouTube channel and just following us. We will get you there. Okay, before we look at each section of the test and what you need to do to pass, I want to quickly talk about 3 considerations before you do anything. First, find out your target scores. So it's up to you to find out what score you need for university entrance or migration or employment. This is a critical first step as it sets a stake in the ground and this becomes your aim or your target. Second, find out your current scores. So you need to know where you stand or where your English is in relation to your target scores, right? You can do this very simply by taking our PTE mini mock test on E2. Taking a PTE mock test is a critical first step. You can take our mock test by clicking the link in the description below and going across to E2 Test Prep. You will get lots of feedback on all 4 skills. Third, determine the gap between your target scores and your current scores. This is your major aim, to close this gap. So once you know your target scores and your current scores, you'll then know the gap between the two, and your aim will be to close the gap between your current scores and your target scores. All right, let's now go through each section of the test and I'll give you some important goal setting tips, okay? Make sure you get the downloadable PDF. By doing this now, it'll make your life a lot easier in the future. All right, let's talk about how to pass PTE listening in 2022. My biggest tip to pass the listening section in 2022 is to listen to some English every single day. You need to make it a habit. I highly recommend listening to podcasts. They're a great way to improve your English while you're doing something else, like driving or washing the dishes. And I highly recommend subscribing to the Everyday English with E2 podcast. It's a podcast in English about English for English language learners. It's super helpful. So write this onto your daily goal setter for listening. Listen to some English every single day. Even if it's just 2 minutes, it will help. I also recommend learning all 8 of the PTE listening tasks back to front. Each one tests you on a different listening skill, so it's important that you understand them all really well. You need to know summarize spoken text, multiple choice choose multiple answers, fill in the blanks, highlight correct summary, multiple choice choose single answer, select missing word, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. One thing you might want to do in 2022, and this really is a good idea, is join our live classes on E2 Test Prep. You might want to write this down as your weekly goal. Attend a listening live class on E2 once or even twice a week. All right, let's talk about how to pass PTE reading in 2022. I hate to say it, but reading is all about vocabulary. So you'll probably need to continually build your vocabulary. As such, I recommend reading in English every single day, even if it's just one news story or one magazine article. You need to try to make it a habit. Write this down on your daily goal setup for reading. Feel free to write your own personal daily goal into the goal setter. One thing I do want to say here is be very careful with who you choose to prepare with. Some of the questions and mock tests you will find on the internet, and especially the free stuff, will be of very poor quality, and some of the teaching you'll find here on YouTube will be, well, what can I say, kind of misleading or just honestly just unhelpful. I recommend sticking with E2 as your single source of truth. Click that subscribe button. Let's talk about how to pass PTE writing in 2022. My biggest tip for writing in 2022 is, I hate to say it, improve your grammar, but we have a very easy way to do it. You see, you can't have sloppy grammar in your test. Little things like articles and prepositions and verb tenses, you need to get them right. And in order to do this, all you need to do is check out another YouTube channel that we have called E2 English. So in the search bar, just search E2 English or click the link in the description below. There are lots of great videos on there to help straighten out your grammar. Write this into your weekly goal setter. Watch one E2 English video per week. It's also really important that you learn how to structure your writing, especially the essay. Once you've learned how to structure your introduction, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion, you can pretty much write an essay. But then you need to get feedback, because you, as the writer, don't know the errors that you're making. If you did know these errors, you wouldn't make them in the first place. So it's really helpful, if not essential, to get an expert to look at your writing. And I don't mean a friend or even a regular English teacher. You need an expert PTE teacher to look at your writing. So we have 2 weekly tips. Watch an E2 English grammar video here on YouTube and get some feedback on your writing. So in terms of a daily practice tip for writing, well, you know the vocabulary that we were talking about earlier from reading, you need to use it in a sentence. So when you learn a new word, you want to write a sentence with it. So maybe when you create your flashcard, write an example sentence or 2. This will help you to memorize the word as well. Feel free to write your own personal daily and weekly goals into the goal setter. Let's talk about how to pass PTE speaking in 2022. So if you don't have someone to speak English with, then I'd recommend reading aloud. It's a really helpful way to train your pronunciation and gain confidence, and it's actually the first task of the PTE speaking section as well. So on your goals sheet, you might want to write down read aloud under the daily speaking goal. Do it as part of your daily reading practice. Just read aloud. I also think getting good at listening and taking notes is actually critical for speaking success. It'll help you with quite a few of the PTE tasks, especially retail lecture, which can be tricky. Note-taking is a really important skill to learn. You might want to write this down under speaking as your weekly goal. Okay, let me give you some final tips to pass PTE in 2022. My final tip is please don't leave your preparation to the last minute or even last day or even last week. I've seen a lot of people leave their migration requirements or job requirements or university entrance requirements, important things, to the last week before the test. Then they get their results and they're disappointed, okay? You don't want to do that. You need to plan ahead and be wise with your time. We are here to help you, but please use the goal setting sheet yourself. Please define your own personal goals that you need to achieve. Okay, what about you? Do you have any tips you want to share with other PTE test takers or any goals that you want to share? What score are you aiming for and when are you planning to take the test? Pop all of these comments into the comments below. My name is Jay and I wish you the best of luck in 2022.